Hello, everybody. We're here today for something a little bit different, something we haven't done for a while. Me and Adam are going to have a chat about a game that's coming out quite soon, but not out yet. It's a kind of a preview chat. And we're going to be talking Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. So, Adam, you've been playing this game.
Yes, Christopher, I have, and there's a limit to what I can talk about because this is a preview phase of the game.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's weird because we could talk about Super Mario 3D World. I can talk about some elements of that game, which I reviewed 7 years ago on Wii U and adored, and now it's coming to Switch.
Should we? I mean, let's start with that then. Let's start with the bit, I guess, that kind of probably more people are familiar with because, like I said, the game came out. It's been out before. Obviously, it's out soon on Switch, and you've played it. Does it feel, I guess, from the bits you can talk about, does it feel the same? Does it feel better? Are there things that are different, or is it?
Well, they've added online co-op, haven't they? They've added online co-op, which I was able to experiment and experience with some other media. Now, the thing is about that, I can kind of turn this onto you and ask you the question: have you played Super Mario 3D World in any kind of multiplayer, local or otherwise? Well,
me and my wife played it through cooperatively from start to finish.
Okay, that's interesting.
Back in the day. She loves cats, so
how did you find the co-op in that in local wise?
I mean, I think certainly at the start it was less co-op.
Yeah.
A more kind of racing to be the first one on top of the pole and meowing. I think as you got to the harder levels from memory, it was very much trying to work together to get to the end and trying to help each other out. But yeah, some of the more free-flowing opening levels, I do remember just leaving her for dust as best I could to try and get ahead. But I think so I guess that's probably the element you're getting to, right? Is that I guess your experience changes depending on how cooperative the other people are.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. I don't think you're going to be logging on and playing this with randoms anyway. This is
No,
I mean, I feel like Nintendo has some sort of secret knowledge about the multiplayer aspects they add to Mario games, like whether it's like New Super Mario Bros. U or whatever it was called, Deluxe on Switch. The 2D Mario's where you've got the co-op, multiplayer, let's just call it, and it's the same here. And the word I'd use is chaotic.
Yes.
And I personally don't hugely enjoy the multiplayer aspect of these games because I don't feel like they're designed with them in mind, or like I say, there's some sort of secret source Nintendo has that they're not telling us about. What I would say is that what I experienced of the online is it absolutely worked fine. It absolutely worked exactly as you would hope it to work. It's exactly that experience, but online.
Well, I mean, that's what I was going to ask. I guess you kind of answered it because I guess the levels fundamentally had to work on a single player level. No pun intended. They had to work as a single player experience, and then throwing in up to 4 players, right, into the mix. It's whether some of those. Do things become crowded? Do things not work as well because they work for one player? Yeah.
Well, it's. I mean, like I said, if you've played this game before, and I appreciate that a lot of people didn't. If you've played it in local co-op, it is basically that experience, but over in the internet. It's not unenjoyable to play online in the same way it's not unenjoyable to play with, like you say, your spouse or your kids or whatever offline. I appreciate the addition so far of multiplayer, but it's not something I'm going to be. It doesn't transcend the experience for me and make it a more enjoyable game.
No.
I'm really excited for people who didn't get into the Wii U because it's like that console was never really successful and it got less successful as time went on. I'm really excited to hear what other people who didn't play this for the first time, because things that I remembered that first time, like the music of the opening of that game, the music full stop of that game is incredible. The design is like that. There's levels in the first world alone where you're like, I played this, I reviewed this, I rinsed this 7 years ago. But there are levels where, oh my god, I forgot how incredible the design is here. And I'm hoping as I play further that will refresh my memory. Although I'm also acutely aware that probably the biggest draw to this is Bowser's Fury, right?
Yeah, I mean, certainly for me, as someone that has played the original on Wii U, in terms of, I guess, Bowser's Fury obviously it's its separate piece. It's not
Yes.
I guess, linked. You don't have to have completed 3D World to unlock it or anything. You can start it straight away, which is a really nice touch, I think, because I think it kind of caters to people that will want to jump straight into that, or people that maybe be new to the whole experience. But in terms of, I guess, how does it? I guess the general gameplay of it. What are you doing in Bowser's Fury?
So it's actually, again, and really important people understand this is just early impressions of the opening of it, really. We're not going to talk story, but what I can say about the gameplay is it feels like a weird amalgamation of kind of all of the 3D games, like maybe less Galaxy, but it feels like, obviously it's all cap themed, you know, you've seen the trailers, people are seeing the footage, everything's cap based, so there is that from the 3D world, and it also retains, because 3D world, thing people will have forgotten, I think, is that it actually plays much quicker. Like Mario moves faster, I think, than in any other 3D game, and that's present. But it also feels like kind of they pulled some Sunshine in, and they've pulled some Odyssey in, because you're sort of going. It's well, they've said it's open world as such, and. It's a strange thing so far, I will say, but I am thoroughly enjoying it so far, and it's surprised me so far. I'm looking forward to it. It's really difficult because I can't talk about too much of it.
Yeah.
But it feels good. They've added elements to it, like you can bank power-ups. So whereas in Super Mario 3D World you can be a Cat Mario and have a Super Bell in reserve, you can do that in Bowser's Fury, but you can have any of 5 power-ups, and you just press up on the D-pad, and you can just choose which one. So it's kind of like, there's part of me that wonders if it's them testing the waters a little bit for what they could do, and it makes me a bit nervous, because that sort of stuff immediately makes me think of, are they going to take Mario in a almost Ubisoft open world RPG thing where you can have power-ups that you can equip, and because that's what you're doing.
And are you equipping? I guess if it's open world, you're equipping at any point, aren't you? Because that shouts to me something almost like Super Mario Brothers 3, right? Where you had just like, I think like I don't know, 24 power-ups at any one point, and you could use them at, you could. Yeah. So to try and get over the next kind of hurdle, if you like, the next level, like, okay, what's going to really help me here? So it doesn't fit. That was the first thing that came to mind, which isn't completely different from what's gone before. But you're right. I guess in an open world situation, or an open world type situation, I don't know obviously the details, but how you would use that outside of the constraints of stop a level and things like that.
If you get hit and you turn into Small Mario, you can just quickly throw a power up on yourself. Although I would say that so far the punishment for death just seems to be that it detracts some coins from you. Obviously Bowser is the ever present in this mode. He sort of.
And he's furious, presumably.
Well, he's very angry, yeah. But I keep meaning to set a stopwatch to work out if it's actually he comes back on a timer. He definitely comes back on a timer, but whether it's like a, I don't know, 5 minutes every time or 10 minutes, whatever it is, because Mario's the genre is one of those games where you just kind of play and you don't really make much thinking about how long have I been playing? You just play. So he comes and basically goes mental and attacks you with all these attacks, and you have to avoid him, and he'll go away again, and then eventually you will get to fight him, and that's all I can say about that, apart from what you've seen in trailers, which is that you turn into what do they call it, Giga Cat Mario, and that's literally, I will say, save the rest of that for the review.
I suppose in that sense then, being able to call on power-ups in the moment makes sense. If there's particular moments, like you've just said, where Bowser's unleashing his fury, to be able to call on anything at that point, that almost makes sense then, because you're able to react to a different situation than normal. If you didn't have that, you'd be like, I've just got to survive. I was doing fine. Now things are ramped up, and I've just got to survive on my wits and reflexes, I guess. So,
but then Mario games are traditionally not particularly difficult, save for like the final stuff of Odyssey. So it's kind of both. Yeah, but that's sort
of. I guess
as
you don't
much as
have to use them, right? I guess that's the other thing is they're optional.
No,
so you could always say I'm not using them.
But for now, I'm very impressed and pleased and looking forward to just probably 100%ing the game again. So, both games probably. So. And people, if they want to, if they're watching this and they're not subscribed, hit the bell button as well. When you hit the subscribe button, and come back for the more content on all games on GodIsAGeek.com. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.